Justin, great to catch up, mate. I know that you've been on holiday with the family and everything, so I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
No problem, mate. No, easy as, and it's been nice to be away, but equally looking forward to getting home as well, as you always do when you go on holiday.
Okay, so just in case people want to know where you are, you're in Croatia, and so I should imagine that just about every single person around you is in front of a screen or a phone or a telly or something and watching the semi-final between España and France.
Yeah, well, they are. I've been in Croatia now for the last 5 days, and I'm just basically on my way back to getting a flight to get home for the test match at the weekend, but stopping off in Zagreb, where I'm flying out of. And honestly, I've just been into the old town, and the street is absolutely packed. They've got big screens, they've got people sitting on the grass, they've got beers, they've got chips, and the crowd is just right into it. I would suggest 80% of them are supporting Spain, so you'll be pleased to hear that, Marty. They're cheering them home.
Yeah, look, I got some cash on that lot, so yeah. España, as far as I'm concerned. Just before we get into the All Blacks, while you're in Europe, how big a deal is this? It just overtakes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And everywhere you go, you basically are seeing the football advertised. And obviously when you're throughout Europe in particular, like everybody wears their heart in their sleeve when it comes to their home nation. And if their nation goes out, then, obviously they've got others that they don't want to win.
Don't want to win, that's right, yeah.
The majority of them don't want England to win,
that's
do
exactly,
they?
No, that's true.
Because of it's coming home, Marty.
Yeah,
it's coming home.
Yeah. Look, the All Blacks will get better after that first test performance. It's great that you'll be back for the second one. And I've got a whole lot of little quotes I want to put to you. After first and foremost, you tell me what you thought of that. I gave it a C+. I just thought I thought we were okay, but I didn't think we were great.
No, I would agree with that. Look, obviously the first test matches of the year is never an easy one. And when you look at England's preparation, it was much better than what the All Blacks had going into this test. They'd played Japan, they'd played in the Six Nations, and they had time under the belt with Steve Borthwick. So they had the advantage in terms of preparation, whereas the All Blacks were going into a new coaching group, a new team after World Cup exodus, and they had to go in against a very good side. So look, I think they'll take that win, no doubt about it. We all will. As New Zealanders, beating England is always a massive positive. And yes, the performance wasn't the type of performance that we were expecting, but ultimately they still managed to have the stamina and the willpower to get the job done.
Justin, when you talk about things like it's a new team, there was no debutants in that team for the first time since 1988. Most of these guys have played dozens of test matches together. We've had 4 months of Super Rugby. We've had finals after that. That 10 days, is 10 days not enough time to actually prepare a group of hardened seasoned professionals for a test match?
Well, you can never prepare for a test match, and every test match offers up a variation of difficulty, in terms of the opposition, what they're going to present to you, environment, conditions, equally getting synergy with players. Yes, they might have played test matches. Burns there, they might not have played a lot of time together before, so you've got to sort of let that all click. Look, then you've got the overwhelming factor of a brand new coach with new ideas, coaching group, in fact, that want to implement their style, and that takes a little bit of adjusting as well. And there's no training field that you can replicate that on. You have to be out there, you have to be at the coalface, you have to be in conditions and work it out. And obviously, the All Blacks didn't work it out very well, but they worked it out enough to get the win. But when I went through 4 All Black coaches in my time over 10 years, and I always felt that it was really difficult to sort of get your rhythm in those first couple of test matches when you've got new ideas, fresh people coming in, and you're looking to change and evolve. It takes a little bit of time, and you can only do that by playing. Training just doesn't replicate it.
Justin Marshall, 81 Test veteran of the All Blacks, with us. Well, one thing I want to just firmly get established now, though. Look, I have such a high standard set in my own mind for the All Blacks. We aren't the White Ferns, we aren't the Black Caps. We don't come underprepared. We don't turn up late because we've been on holiday. This team has its reputation and its aura, carved out through excellence over 100 years. For players like yourself, players that were there before you, And I don't ever want to get into a headspace, Justin, where it's okay for the All Blacks to lose 3 tests a year like we've been losing. I don't want that. I don't want to be one of the best 4 or 5 sides in the world. I want us to be the side that everyone chases and looks at. And what am I living in the past, am I?
No, and you're having and we're having similar conversations, aren't we? That we want to look no further than the next test match and making sure that the All Blacks, first of all, get the result, but equally put in a performance that we expect of All Blacks. And when you know that, and you can walk away from a venue going, you know what, that's the All Blacks. That's what they're all about. That's our team, and that's how they play. And we haven't seen that in recent years. And I don't feel that conversation that you are having and that expectation is anything different than anybody else. Former players, fans, supporters, media, whoever it might be, all feel the same way. Look, to be honest, mate, I've seen a little bit of the fallout to a degree from the Test match, and a lot of the opinions that have been bounced around. And I thought to myself, like I was looking at it thinking, well, I don't buy into this excuse of us talking about rush defence. Like, it's the thing that's hamstrung the All Blacks since the last Rugby World Cup.
Well, I'd say, Justin, I'd go back to the Lions tour of 2017.
You knew it was coming.
We knew it was coming.
Exactly.
That's right. And Razor's been in that job since November.
Now,
yeah,
and why is all this analysis going, England's defence, and this is why it was difficult? But they're not the only team in the world that do it to us. South Africa do it to us. France do it to us. To a degree, Wales do it to us.
Ireland do it.
And definitely Ireland do. They narrow the field on you. They come up and they cramp you for space. So, Scott Robertson and his coaching staff and the players knew that was coming. Why all of a sudden is it a revelation in New Zealand that England's defence really frustrated us? For goodness sake, we knew it was coming. So what they had to be doing in their preparation, in the 10 days that they had, was going, well, they're going to rush us. They're going to narrow the field and cut it off. How do we beat that rush defence? We know it's coming. It's not like it's going to be rocket science and they're going to come up with something spectacular. That's what they do. That's what we've struggled with. So we have to evolve.
Agree.
And this is the conversations you and I have been having. I said, Scott Robinson, when he gets hold of this team, I hope that he has thought really long and hard about how the All Blacks can go back to attacking across the park, 100 metres, the full width, and breaking that defence down. And we really struggled. The thing that frustrated me when I watched that game is we had halfbacks box kicking from halfway. Again, kicking the ball away because they felt that they had no other option. And to me, that was massively negative. That's not the way we play.